MMA fans, get your fucking lotion and get your fucking tissue paper out, bro, because this is the wet dream of MMA fans.
Yeah.
Ricky Simon versus Jack Shore. Don't know how that's a fucking prelim. This is just gonna be another standing bang fight. Both guys have a chin. Both guys throw power in their shots. Both of them keep moving forward. They're not afraid to take a shot to give a shot.
Out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to Totally Blitzed Podcast. Today we're talking UFC Long Island. We got fucking Brian Ortega versus Yair Rodriguez as the headliner. And before we talk our shit on and break it all down for you, please go down, like this video, subscribe to the channel, check us out on the podcast, anywhere you listen to them, and follow us on Twitter at totally_blitzed. Let's get into this shit, guys. Why not? These are your hosts for the show. I'm Paul, Pickle Winham, conscious sports gambler, drunk gambler. Got my shot here poured up. Let's get it, guys.
You gotta understand that Paul does that at the beginning of every episode. This is the third episode we've recorded tonight. Your man is dangerous. But it's your boy Lil KK, aka the Don PYE, aka that motherfucker on the screen right now. If you didn't know, I don't mind telling you again. Now I'm the motherfucking people's champ. You feel me? So, hey, who else in this motherfucker? You feel me?
Man, what's going on, y'all boys? PT, man. Prime time Marcus. You already know what it is.
I want to say fine. You feel me? We talking UFC Long Island. So I found out that people don't like to say in Long Island. You gotta say on Long Island, I guess. So it's about to go down on Long Island. You feel me? I don't know what the fuck Paul writing back there. But Marcus, what you got?
Long Island. We going to T City, baby.
Oh shit.
We going to T City.
T City, our boy representing today. Let him know, Paul.
I had to, bro. My personal favorite fighter in all of UFC's fighting this weekend.
What is T City?
Triangle City, Brian Ortega, baby.
The boy, dog.
I wish I had a darker marker. I realized you can't really see it. I should have did some trial runs. But my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, Kev. Chilling with this.
You the Ivan right here. You the one that's looking forward to this one. Tell me about this card, man.
Man, UFC Long Island, bro. This is the UFC London of America, bro. This is the biggest fight night in American lands, in my opinion. This is the fight card that I think might top UFC Austin for me, the card that had all the knockouts.
Damn.
Brian Ortega, fucking closest person to beat Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez. Fucking a lot of people's best, most creative striker in all of UFC. Fucking crazy to watch. Then we got fucking Zhang Liang, fucking welterweight versus Muslim Sakharov, who's the king of Kung Fu. Not just Kung Fu, he's like Wushang Kung Fu. He's regarded as the greatest Wushang Kung Fu artist of all time. Gold medalist for his country in the Olympics. 120 and 10 losses is all-time record. Like, he is that guy. Shane Burgos, Charles Jordain, USA versus Canada. This might be fight of the night. Both stand and bang. Like, every time I say this might be a low-key fight of the night, it almost always is the fight of the night. And this is what this is right here. There's two stand and bang guys. No one's going to shoot a takedown. And it's going to be all fucking war. And like Kev said, Lauren Murphy versus Miesha Tate is starting off the main card. That should just let you know how deep of a fucking card this is.
Jeez.
And my personal favorite fight on this card, Ricky Simon versus Jack Shore. Don't know how that's a fucking prelim. Bantamweight so deep. I guess I understand, but whew.
Welcome.
Let's start, man. We going Ricky Simon?
Of course, we gotta go Ricky Simon, bro. Ricky Simon versus Jack Shore, the battle of the bantamweight super prospects right here, guys. I mean, I know y'all did y'all homework, so I'm just gonna throw it in the air. Whoever wants to catch it.
Hey, man. I was doing the homework, man. And that boy Short, he looked like a true prospect, man. You got to keep your eye on. That boy is famous, a fan of the podcast, liking the tweets on Twitter. Shout out his family, man.
Yes, sir, bro. We're part of the family. They tell us to call him Jay.
Yeah, call him Jay. Shout out Jay, man. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to be against Jay today.
Goddamn 47.
Now, man. I think what's his name? Ricky, right?
Ricky Simon. If y'all don't know, Ricky Simon is ranked 11th. Jack Shore is ranked 14th. They're both already ranked in their young career. And one's 29, Jack Shore is 27. Jack Shore, former Cage Warrior champion. Ricky Simon, former LFA champion. Both at bantamweight in their where they fought at. So, and honestly, Ricky Simon averages 6.5 takedowns a fight in 15 minutes. Jack Shore averages 4.5 takedowns a fight. They both like to throw some volume, not volume, but like to throw hands. They're not just wrestlers. They like to throw hands.
See, here's my thing, right? So Ricky Simon is living the dream. A great high school wrestler. He got recruited to college. Fuck college. I'm going to the MMA. I'm doing MMA. One in the regional circuit, gangster, is at the UFC and brother 19-3 all time. So like I fuck with Ricky Simon. You feel me? I really want to see bro wrestle the shit out of motherfucker because like I don't like to tell people this, but like I hate Colby Covington, everything about him, but like he's low-key my favorite wrestler in the UFC. So I'm gonna need somebody to come through and push the pace that also knows how to throw hands with it too. So I'm actually looking forward to this fight. But the thing is, I feel like this fight is crazy close because I think that their styles match each other. And then Jack Shore is just a dog.
Fucking Jack Shore 16-0 undefeated, deep bag, fucking
from out of Wales.
Best Wales fighter in a long time. He was on the UFC London card too. And fucking maybe this is a fucking Wales takeover. You got Joe Cordina in boxing. You got fucking Jack Shore in the UFC right now. But he likes to throw leg kicks. He likes to mix it up with his boxing. And he might be the Colby Covington you're looking for, Kev, because he's a better boxer than Colby Covington and like this overall striker. But he uses his striking to set up the takedowns, just like Colby does. Like that's what Colby does better than almost anybody else. He's not just wrestling you. He's using MMA to wrestle you, and then he wins. And that's what I think Jack Shore does. But Jack Shore is also tall for this bantamweight division. He's lengthy, so he does have like that. I mean, last fight he at UFC London, it was a step-up fight against Tamir Vazeev, and Tamir Vazeev is a great wrestler. He even took him down a couple times and like controlled Jack a couple times. So maybe Ricky does have a way of victory with that. But that boy Jack Shore was just tearing his ass up the whole time striking. It was almost like you could have stopped the fight at some point. I actually thought it might have been because there was a couple knockdowns where you thought the fight was over. But Ricky, if he's on top in that wrestling position, you're not getting up.
So what are their submission games like? How many subs do they got? And are they going to think they could catch something? They could set something up. Isn't Jack Shore straight rear naked chokes?
Straight rear that he can grapple, but they're both position wrestlers. They're not going for like Jack looks for more submissions, but it's more of like he's in the right place at the right time type submissions. He's not like setting it up submissions. Ricky Simon, he's just gonna be on top for 4 minutes of the round, and he's gonna
grind it out.
Yeah, he's gonna grind it out like a wrestler, and then come decision time, he's gonna win because he had 10-minute control time, shit like that. Jack Shore, though, he might submit you. But he's known as to take your back and lock in that fucking body triangle, and then he sometimes gets 7 out of 8 of his submissions are rear naked chokes. So it's not like he's the best BJJ artist where he's setting up arm bars and triangles and guillotine. He just happens to be in a good position almost at all times. And he can grapple off his back, which does kind of help him if Simon is kind of controlling the fight on top. He's not like helpless on his back.
I respect it. I like to see it, man. But I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I like Jack Shore. But I believe in Ricky Simon.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Hey man, I'm
Are
going.
both
I'm
y'all
going
riding
Ricky.
with Ricky?
Yeah, man. I think Ricky's gonna go out and like try to just grind it out on the grind, grind it out and try to get it in the decision, man, and just get one of them wins.
It's only 15 minutes, man. If you can trust that bitch for 8 of the minutes, dog, I don't know. Gotta get it to him.
I'm gonna say this. Jack Shore's getting the dub. Jack Shore is one of my favorite prospects, and he's a fan of this podcast, and his family's part of my family. And I'm just gonna say right now, Jack Shore's getting the dub. It will go over. I think this is going to decision. One of my bets is this fight goes over 1.5 rounds, just because you got two great. If it hits the ground, no one's getting submitted. I think it's just coasting. But y'all are gonna be sitting there like his boys in the hood saying, Ricky. Whenever that boy is dead,
We gonna live the day.
but
Yeah.
we got our picks out on that one. Let's move before we move into the main event fight and everything. We talked the real beef and potatoes. Quick shout out. I already kind of hit on it earlier. The low key fight of the night. Don't miss this main card fight. I honestly think it's the second fight on the card, on the main card. But Charles Jordain, 26-year-old, solid prospect versus Shane Burgos, 31. Shane Burgos, his losses are to like Edson Barbosa, fucking Calvin Cater. Like these are literally like
Some
top
guys.
solid guys, especially when he's a stand and bang fighter. Edson Barbosa is arguably the best kickboxer ever in the UFC, and Calvin Cater is up there as the best boxer, unless you're Max Holloway. But like Calvin Cater is known to beat the fuck out of people in boxing. So this is just going to be another stand and bang fight. Both guys have a chin. Both guys throw power in their shots. Both of them keep moving forward. They're not afraid to take a shot to give a shot. We don't have to give picks on it. It's really a pick 'em, but I'm just saying, like, Charles Jordain versus Shane Burgos. If you're not excited for it yet, that's the fight. Don't miss.
Tuning in.
Well, I know what fight I'm not gonna be taking a shower for.
Yeah, now you know. Don't forget though, this card is at like 2 p.m. It's a weird timing. This is a very early card.
No, I like those cards, man. You get some daytime fights. You just chilling. I enjoy that one.
You don't want to miss the Ryan Garcia fight.
Yeah, you know they're gonna clear it out for him.
This shit is on ABC. That's crazy.
Second one ever. The first one was the 276. Again, that like NFL gets that ESPN.
That's how
money.
you know. That's how you know this card is gonna be good. They got to put together a good card for ABC.
And fucking the meat and potatoes, bro. Like our main event of the night. We got fucking Brian T-City Ortega versus Yair
T-City
El Pantera Rodriguez. This is the fight that, like, whenever it's just like people might not know the names and shit, but like MMA fans, get your fucking lotion and get your fucking tissue paper out, bro, because this is the wet dream of MMA fans.
Yes, get the tissues out.
We got 5 fight of the nights on each. Brian Ortega, 5 fight of the nights. Yair Rodriguez has 5 fight of the nights. Multiple performances of the nights. They really Ortega. Everyone knows him, BJJ specialist. He has gone better in striking, but he has been outstruck considerably in some fights, like against Max Holloway, Volkanovski, Rocky Marciano, Clay Guda. Like these are fights. Like he's been outstruck plenty of fights, but once it hits the mat, it hits the mat. And then Yair Rodriguez, that's the comeback king. He has wars with the Korean Zombie, a war with Max Holloway.
Boy, got some highlights.
Korean Zombie, he literally at the last second, 4 minutes and 59 seconds into the last round, he hits a fucking elbow where he just goes like this. I've never seen coming back like that as Korean Zombie's coming in, and Korean Zombie flatlined and laid on the floor for about 20-30 seconds on his face.
I never seen some shit like that.
Then you have like the fucking Andre Filla fight where he ran from one cage to the other with a drop kick, a fucking running double leg drop kick. Like, he is the most creative, fun fighter I've ever seen, probably. And he outclasses anybody when it comes to the outside. If you just want to stand and box and kickbox, he's not the guy to do it with. So you got one guy who's phenomenal on the mat, can strike. His striking has gone better with Ortega, but it has been shown that strikers can beat the fuck out of Ortega on stand up. And on the other side, Yair Rodriguez is not the best ground fighter. Fucking Frankie Edgar took him out on the ground, submitted his ass. So, like, this is a class of fucking size. Like, this is really a 50-50 fight.
Whose craft is going to be better?
And they both shown weaknesses to both craft. Like Ortega's lost all his fights or the people who can strike. Max Holloway put on a beating and beat him by decision. It was a hard fight to watch because how bad it was. Fucking Volkanovski, other than the close ass triangles and guillotine he almost hit him with, Max Volkanovski was just beating the crap out of him on the feet. Rocky Marciano beating the crap out of him on the feet. Then Brian Ortega says, fuck it, I'm gonna shoot for a guillotine here, stand up guillotine, and got it, won the fight. Like, Yair Rodriguez, same thing. Korean Zombie was piecing his ass up in that last fucking second of the last round. He gets the knockout. Like, these are comeback fire. Like, that's why I said this might be fire tonight if it's not Burgos and Jordain.
I think it's gonna start off slow. It's gonna, like, the pace is gonna be slow in the first and second, and Brian Ortega is gonna really take the third, fourth, and fifth rounds. But I also feel like Rodriguez is going to slow down with that pace. So if Brian Ortega can win this fight, he just has to be way fucking smarter, because Yair Rodriguez is a warrior. He came to fucking fight. He came to go to war. He came to kill. But if Brian Ortega can be smart and just play the smart fight, understand that you shouldn't be on your feet too long. You should get this control time to really, really hold Brett down. I like Brett in this situation. But, like, you just have to play it smart and just don't get caught with nothing. Don't walk in anything. Because one thing Rodriguez is great at is making you use your own momentum, because that's how he killed the Korean Zombie with that fucking elbow. Like, it's just fucking insane because you used your own power against you. So if Brian Ortega can be smart and just think, this is my pace, I'm controlling this fight, I really like him to do this. And hopefully they take it to decision. But, or he can get the sub, but, like, he just has to play this smarter than anything. He has to play chess, not checkers. What do you think happened, Mark? What you know about Brian Ortega? I'm not gonna lie, I seen him, and I didn't think he could fight. I was like, bro, the first thing I noticed on you was your eyes, homie. I don't trust you. But I seen that he kind of know a thing or two. But how do you feel about bro? You see what you know about him?
Hey man, from what I've seen what he did in the Volky fight, man, you gotta respect that, bro. It was moments away from becoming champ. Shit was a tough, but like Paul said, he was getting pieced up on the feet, but still, man, he was moments away 2 times to get Volky out of there. But I think it's gonna be a banger, bro. But usually I'm more of the strike, I go for the striker, especially a guy that's on their feet. But I'm gonna rock with Ortega, man. I think he's gonna pull off the sub in the late rounds. I think he's gonna be able to grind it out and pull out a sub in maybe the 4th round. But he can't get caught slipping, man, and get one of these crazy kicks, flying knees, flying fucking drop kicks, all these crazy shots that Rodriguez likes to throw. So
highlight reel.
Yeah, man. You got to shout out Rodriguez, though, man. I was watching some UFC shit on YouTube, bro. I'm like, bro, this dude is a legit walking highlight reel. Every clip they showing, this man's doing some crazy.
Most creative striker I've probably ever seen in my
life. But I do feel like Ortega going rounds with Volky, like that, you got to, he got that on his belt. So I feel like he's going to be able to use that experience and come out with another big win.
And they my bad. I was gonna say they both have 5-round experience, so that's what makes this fight exciting.
It just comes down to like chess, not checkers. Like, can Ortega be the smarter fighter in this fight, or are you gonna play the big tough warrior guy?
You definitely better not try to outstrike him.
But that's what it is, man. He just has to take over. I do like Yair Rodriguez. I think this is a perfect timing for both these fights because, like, you lost to two crazy top tier fucking people in your division, Max Holloway and fucking Volkanovski. So, like, this is being a comeback fight. This probably isn't the number one contender fight. The one after this might be.
No, so that Dana White told Rodriguez's camp if he beats Ortega, he gets a title shot. I don't know if the same goes for Ortega just because he came off a loss against Volkanovski, but Rodriguez, if he wins, he does get the title shot according to his camp.
And that's fair because Korean Zombie got the fucking title shot.
The Korean Zombie's title shot, though, he did fill in for Max Holloway. It was a Max Holloway 3 was set up for that one.
Oh, okay. I was about to say
Korean Zombie, though. I mean, there's no such thing as MMA math. But if you play with the MMA math, it is like Yair Rodriguez got taken out by Frankie Edgar. Frankie Edgar kept taking him down, all that stuff. Brian Ortega was the first person ever to knock out Frankie Edgar. This is like 2018. And then go to the Korean Zombie fight. They both beat the Korean Zombie, but Brian Ortega gets the unanimous decision, beats him on the feet and on the ground. Yair Rodriguez was getting pieced up for 4 rounds before he gets that flying, spinning elbow, like that crazy highlight reel knockout.
Yeah, that one was insane.
And then Max Holloway. Now, this is where both signs point to Ortega. Then you go to the Max Holloway fight. Brian Ortega got the shit beat out of him for 5 rounds. One of the hardest fights to actually watch for fight. Like, you know, when a fight gets so one-sided, it's actually hard to watch. Like, that's where that just starts getting into it. Yair Rodriguez took Max Holloway outside of Volkanovski. Like, that was somebody, like, he took him to a 5-round war. Like, he made Max Holloway shoot takedowns. I think Max Holloway shoot like 6 or 7 takedowns on him.
Oh, wow.
And then Max got like 2 or 3. But, like, that's a fight going back. You should go back and watch it. That was a 5-round war. Max Holloway did win, but that's his MMA math. You can't do much with it because it doesn't really ever help cases. But those are past opponents and how they both fared against
something to think about.
I'm riding with my boy Ortega. Yeah, they're both low key. I started riding with Ortega a while back. Like, I watched the interview with him one time, and just the way, like, you could tell he grew up in South LA. He grew up in those Mexican neighborhoods in South LA, and like, he's a fighter. Like, he played in that one movie, The Enforcer or something. Like last year or something. The movie's fire, and I was just like, who the fuck is this little dude that's like fucking motherfuckers up right now? And I learned more about, like, oh, then I see him in podcasts. He's talking. And I was like, oh, this is like, he's not just a fighter. Like, he's similar to like a Nate Diaz. Like, if it wasn't fighting that took him out of where he was living, he would have really been in a different life. So that's why I always fucked with Brian Ortega. And then Yair Rodriguez, I mean, they're both Mexican, but Yair Rodriguez is actually from Mexico. And I kind of fuck with him too. Just, I got to ride with my people. So
gotta rock with your people.
So but they're both Mexican though. So like, one is Mexican American though. Yeah. This is a good ass fight. This is a battle of classes. I'm riding with T City. I mean, I can't have my fucking poster saying this right now.
T City, stop playing with him.
I see it, but I see a submission. I don't see it going to decision. I see Rodriguez probably winning the first round, maybe the second. But he likes to throw those crazy shit where he gets tired. And then Ortega, when he has a chin, we've seen him fucking go 5 rounds against Holloway and get pieced up for fucking 5 rounds. So like, he has a chin on him. I think he won't get knocked out, but come those later rounds, he will get him on the mat. And Rodriguez is not ready for Brian Ortega on the mat.
That's when it's gonna get chinches, man.
That's just scary. But like, yeah, I got Brian Ortega on this one.
Damn, all 3 of us ran with the Ortega dog.
Yeah, man, I'm going for the sub.
I will throw real quick on one of my last closing things on the fight. I have a lot of bets on this fight, but a fun one that I have $5 to win 50. Brian Ortega wins inside the distance. Lauren Murphy and Miesha Tate, the ones opening this card, they go to distance because a lot of women's fights go to decision. Jack Shore wins either in the third round or gets the decision. And Amanda Lemos, who's a minus 400 favorite, get her to win. And you will bet $5 to win 50. And that's one of my like fun bets. I have a lot of like $40 bets and stuff, but just people who ain't got a lot of money. Throw a little $5.
That's a quick easy five right there. I mean, come on.
I respect that. I like it, but how do you guys feel about that fight, Lauren Murphy versus Misha Tate?
Honestly, I think Lauren Murphy's older, so I don't expect much too out of her. Misha, I mean, they're both a little older, but I think Misha Tate is also just like, I've seen more out of her in her past fights than I've seen out of Lauren Murphy. When, you know, both people could be 36, but some people you can tell are 36 and some people you can't tell are 36. And like Misha Tate, if she wins this, I think she gets maybe the Nunes and Pena, whoever wins out of that, she might get that fight. But I think I'm not gonna say it's a clear-cut winner, but I'm almost like I will put my right nut on that Misha Tate gets this dub.
Hasn't she been on a layoff or a break or something like that?
She has taken. It was like a. I'm gonna get the actual time of her last fight too, because there has been a little bit. It was November 20th, 2021. So it was almost like a 9-month. But she fought Ketlin Vieira, and Vieira's the one who we just who we just saw fucking almost like she's a killer too.
Yeah, she actually is nice. I seen her fuck up some. Who did I see her fuck up on the UFC?
But she's so nice at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Lauren Murphy's nice, but I think that fight, I've seen a lot of people talk down on it because people are like, I guess they're both considered boring fighters. They don't really get much finishes or whatever. But a lot of people were like, because that fight was supposed to be on 276. That fight was supposed to be on another card, and it kept getting moved. And people were just like, every time it gets moved, people celebrate. Like, yeah, we don't have to watch this fight.
I don't want to watch that shit.
I hope it's a good fight. I like it to go to the decision. I don't really have an opinion on it, but I do like it. I was worried about if I thought they were in the same division as Shevchenko, so the winner out of this would have to go face Shevchenko, and I'd be like, damn, that's different because that's my wife now. We got to make sure I keep tabs on them. Like, fuck all of y'all.
Make sure no one fucking with your girl.
That's what I'm saying. My lady, you feel me?
No,
but
that's a good no. But Shaq, we're talking shit about that fight, but that would be a co-main event on a different fight night. That's how stacked of a card this is right now.
No cap. It's gonna be a good. It's 2:00. It's at 2:00, y'all boys. Have dinner together.
Yeah, get in there early.
This nigga Paul finna be drunk as hell at 2 p.m. and I'm finna call the fuck out his ass.
Oh yes, sir. I got to, bro. I got put on for my boy Brian Ortega. Got put on, but fucking the Shane Burgos fight's gonna go crazy, and I got put on for Jack Shore again.
I respect it. But before we head out of here, man, quick 5 minutes, man. What are some of these? A lot of people are dropping their mid-year awards. I feel like we should wait till the UFC 277 or 278 Nunez and Pena to drop our mid-year awards. But what is some stuff that you look back this year from the UFC and been like, what the fuck? It's crazy.
I'll let Marcus go first because I'm gonna have some low-key ones.
Hey man, that all I gotta say, that Burns fight was insane, bro. That's still the craziest shit I've seen, man.
That fight was
for sure.
Without a doubt, top tier fight. The Michael Chandler knockout.
Oh yeah, the Michael Chandler knockout, man. I don't know. I'd have to kind of like go and refresh my brain. I can't think off the dome.
I look at it like this. My favorite performances, I had to give it to Yuri and Tekshir. Yuri and Glover, like that was a fucking battle because the whole time just up and down roller coaster, could have went either way. And for this man to win, to be up on the card, for this man Yuri to be losing this card, to be losing with the judges and just see that Glover just gave his neck up for 30 seconds, just took that motherfucker.
Mine.
Fucking phenomenal. I can't see nothing better. So that's best fight to me and best submission, truthfully.
I will say one thing that, like I said, this fight, no one's really going to be thinking off the top of their head right now because it's so long ago, but the Ngannou-Gane fight where we saw Gane piecing up Francis from the outside. Francis couldn't even touch him. And then we saw they peeled a new onion out of Gane, and I got out of Francis. He got the wrestling now. Now he was throwing Gane around. Like, that was something big because like my big thing was like Francis is gonna be champion until someone with BJJ comes in that motherfucker. Then he's in trouble. And then, but seeing now that he's evolved. Oh fuck! Like that heavy. We haven't seen a fight in a while, but he might be holding on to that strap for a little while.
That's crazy. I respect that. Another my moment that's similar to that is Shevchenko and Santos. Like to see my wife really get pushed for that, really get pushed like that, and Talia Santos really looked like she won a lot of those rounds that the judges took from her. So like, I want to see a rematch in that fight. That's all. I want to see another rematch of that fight because I feel like my wife Shevchenko could really just sit down and show why she's the most dominant featherweight in history. Like, because that was great to me. So that was probably the most shocking surprise fight for me. Moment of this.
I gotta take a shot to two of the hardest spinning back fists I've seen, and they both came from women this year. Zhang Lee retiring Joanna, sending her to the shadow round, and then Molly Meatball at UFC London sending her opponent to the shadow. And like people forget, before she was doing it, she was like antagonizing her opponent, on
some shit.
Yeah, like that. Like she didn't hit that spinning back fist, and then jumped out the cage, grabbed the fucking belt from a fan, and was running around with all the Liverpool fans. Fucking.
Oh yeah, no, she turned up for that one.
And that's my favorite card. The best card. I feel like every card I say is the best. But my favorite card was UFC London. It was in the middle of the day, and I just felt like that was the most professional. That made me show like had so much love for the London fans, and it just made me show how professional that they are. Like I feel like everybody came in there ready to handle business, and they got their motherfuckers up out of there, and they left. Like they went to go fucking party. Like that was a fucking vibe.
I will say, change it. So like biggest surprise, you said that other fight with Santos taking the back of Shevchenko. I was on Santos' side, so I can't really say I was too surprised, but my biggest surprise was watching Sterling dominate Jan.
Oh yeah.
That was like, oh fuck. We all rode on Jan's train. We were all like, Jan's gonna go get his belt back. He's a different fighter. Sterling doesn't know. He just keep pissing off the fucking bear. And then he's on the back smiling, like punching him.
I was cheesing.
And but then what was that? There was one more I was gonna say. Greatest walkout. I know y'all are all on Izzy and the Undertaker, but personally, my personal favorite walkout of the year and my favorite walkout probably ever right now is the Colby Covington. You suck. You suck.
That shit was fine.
That's the epitome of this, like diving into your role.
Dead ass, babe. But that's
you suck shit. Probably it might be fuck the Undertaker shit. I'm going to you suck.
Thank you, Marcus. That you suck. When he came out with that, I was flabbergasted, bro.
Yeah, because that shit it matches his character, it matches the vibe of the scenery. That's tough.
That shit was great. But what about my favorite interview, like post interview, has to be between like celebration interview has to be Michael Chandler, this backflip, and then him thanking everybody and then calling out pretty much anybody with a check next to their name, with a dollar sign next to their name.
Anybody.
Hey, saying pretty much anybody can get a fucking comment. I'll go to 170 and fade your big ass. So like that and motherfucking Chimaev after his fight, after fighting Gilbert Burns, he's just sitting there like, man, fucking Brazilian, tough ass fucking Brazilian. Like you could just, that was like the most like so honest. Like it really felt like he just left war. Like what we saw, we heard it in his voice too. Like he's like, man, tough ass fucking Brazilian. It takes everything I fucking got. Like, and trade of the year, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, and I would say biggest beatdown of the year was the RDA Marciano fight. Watching RDA, like at one point, even like not even wanting to box the dude in the 5th round. Everyone was begging for the towel to be thrown in.
I still, what's it called? Calvin Kattar
Calvin Kattar versus Giga was hard to watch too, because that was way early. I think that was the very first card of the year, January 2nd.
That was bad.
No, that might take it because everyone knew Giga the kickboxing god, and for Calvin Kattar, who just came off getting 400 significant strikes dealt to him from Max Holloway, everyone thought he was done for going up against Giga. And then he goes in there and shows hey, bro, outside of Max Holloway, I put on a boxing clinic versus everybody else. And he beat the fuck out. He did what Max Holloway did to him, to somebody. You beat up your little brother after the older brother beats you up. That's what he did to Giga. And I was just I think Giga was the favorite going into that fight too. Oh shit.
Jeez.
That's just scary, man. But it's been a great year. A lot of great cards, a lot of great moments. So we're only halfway through. We're still waiting to see Kamaru Usman fight. We got Abu Dhabi, motherfucking. It's gonna
Madison Square Garden just got bought out, and they're gonna either put the Oliveira championship fight there, or they're gonna put the not Usman fight. There's another big fight that's up, Izzy. He might fight again this year, and they might throw Izzy. November 21st, I want to say, is the date. And it's going to be either Izzy or Oliveira fighting on that date.
That's big. I love to see him, man. What's it called? Nate Diaz. They said Nate Diaz finally has a fight booked. Hopefully it's not to be murdered. Hopefully they don't sacrifice him.
And then let me see. That's coming up in general. We have the Pena Nunes, but after this week, July 23rd, the next weekend, UFC London 2, Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades, Chris Curtis versus Jack Hammerson. Darren Till fell out of the fight, but Jack Hammerson, another Europe fighter, stood in, and he's a fucking killer himself. Patty the Batty versus Jordan Levant.
Patty the Fatty.
Alexander Guffinson's return fight, the guy who was the closest person to beating John Jones, he's fighting Nikolai Krylov, another European. A Mohamed Maklov, 7-0, who's a fucking killer. You don't talk about 7-0 fighters unless they're killers. He's on the card. The next week after this, the UFC Long Island, we're killing it, and then UFC London, bro. These are going to be back-to-back top-tier fight nights.
Nah, I didn't even know about. So we going to Fight Island and we taking it to London again.
Yes, sir. These are the two biggest fight night cards of the year. Non-pay-per-view because Dana White loves the people.
Dana, Dana, you the.
Well,
I don't understand how he does this. He does this too.
Well, I think we had a good episode. Did anyone else have any comments before we roll out on this UFC?
Man, go motherfucking Brian Ortega, man. Hey, man, I'm looking for the fucking sub, man. Shout out T-City. We're going for the sub.
If y'all don't know, UFC Long Island, a.k.a. UFC T-City, taking place this weekend. We broke it down for you. And if you didn't know, now you know, motherfuckers.
Got a problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me, ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box, we not batting. Then my gang got tools, you could call them boy crap, man. This gang got rules, man. You better watch your passes, this ain't nothing new.